Despite a series of reported sightings, the location of the Russian crewed vessel, the Arctic Sea, is still unknown. It's also not clear how, why, or even if the ship was taken by pirates. After more than 2 weeks, the mystery of the Arctic Sea is no closer to being solved.
Many unanswered questions remain in the ongoing mystery of the Arctic Sea freighter. Who boarded the ship off the coast of Sweden and searched through its cargo? And why is the crew not responding to any calls or messages? I am here at the bank of the Black Sea, whose Russian fleet is key to finding the missing vessel. 5 Russian warships have been deployed in the search. Russian President Dmitry Medvedev ordered the country's defense ministry to do whatever possible to locate, monitor and, if necessary, free the missing vessel and its crew. There have been unconfirmed reports in the Russian media that one of the warships, the Ladny, had pursued a vessel that looked like the Arctic Sea, but the Navy has refused to comment. It's not just Russia looking for the vessel. The Maritime Authority of Malta, whose flag the Arctic Sea carries, is also getting involved. Having been gone for 2 weeks now, the question on everyone's lips is, was the vessel taken by pirates and was it carrying any secret cargo?
The first thing we have to actually consider here is that there is no certainty over actually what has happened, only that the ship's disappeared. But I think it's eminently possible, and it certainly has to be considered and is being considered, that people have in fact taken the ship. And as to how it actually happens, if you look at the vastness of the oceans, it is not actually surprising how easy it is to board a ship at sea and actually take it over.
Of course, I think that that's in some connection with cargo, not with timber, but with something they loaded in somewhere, I don't know where. I'm sure it cannot be drugs or some other kind of illegal, just criminal cargo. I think that's something much more, well, expensive and dangerous. And so it looks like some third party did not want this transshipment to be fulfilled. So they made this operation highly sophisticated and very complicated.
The freighter was believed to be seized by a group of masked men off the coast of Sweden. The vessel's radar and satellite systems were turned off and the attackers searched through the cargo. Nevertheless, the Arctic Sea continued its journey to Africa, contacting British and French coast guards when it passed the English Channel. Since it passed Portugal, there have been no signals coming from the vessel. Its satellite positioning systems are not responding and the phones of the crew members are off, although relatives of one of the sailors say they received a text message from his mobile phone on July 28th that they considered strange. It said, "A lot of work, I love you, I miss you." The Russian-based company that operates the Arctic Sea says that the crew is highly professional and the captain is known for his experience and discipline. Company representatives added that it's unlikely that the ship sunk, since there have been no SOS signals and no debris has been found by the search crews so far. Families of the sailors hope they are alive and well as the hundreds trying hard to solve the enigma of the missing freighter.
And that was RT's Denis Bilotsky reporting there from Sochi. Now, although little is known for sure, the disappearance of the Arctic Sea has sparked a lot of speculation. Well, let's now cross to RT's Sean Thomas, who's in central Moscow, and bringing us the latest. Sean, tell us, what are the most recent suggestions in this mystery?
Well, Bill, just a bit ago we received new information from Solchart, the company that operates the Arctic Sea. They say that originally the ship was expected to have fuel and supplies to last only until yesterday, which the hope was that would force the ship into port to regain some supplies. That did not happen, and now the company is saying that the ship has supplies and fuel to last until the first week of September, which of course is a ways away. Now, as to what exactly happened to the ship, it is not exactly known. There's many speculations starting to pop up around media outlets throughout the country. In fact, the British newspaper The Sun is reporting that there may have been special weapons cargo on board in addition to the timber, or instead of the timber rather, and it possibly headed to African terrorist groups. Now, the European Commission is suggesting that the ship was also attacked by pirates twice, once in the original incident in the Baltic Sea on July 24th, and then again just off of the coast of Portugal. Now, Also, there's some speculation that an organized force by a country may have boarded the ship, knowing what was on board the ship, knowing what the cargo was, and not wanting that cargo to make passage. And then here's an interesting one from the Swedish paper Metro. It is quoting the captain of the Arctic Sea as saying the ship was boarded by English-speaking masked men who looked like they could have been part of an elite military force, possibly from the U.S. But he also says that the people who were speaking English on board were speaking English with an accent, so it's not exactly sure what that means. Of course, there's also speculation that the ship could have sunk already, but there's no debris that has been found by the search crews and or oil on the water. So there's really no evidence that the ship has sunk either. Basically, it still remains a mystery, but we'll keep you posted as information becomes available. Bill?
Sean Thomas, live from central Moscow. Thanks indeed for the update on this ongoing mystery.